Welcome to Mastering Your Financial Life, hosted by Judy Heft, the founder and CEO of Judy Heft and Associates Financial and Lifestyle Concierge. This year, they're celebrating 26 years in business. In every episode, Judy interviews professionals who help others successfully manage their financial lives. You can find this show on YouTube, LinkedIn, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and more. Judy is the author of 2 books, How to Be Smart, Successful, and Organized with Your Money for a Better Today and Tomorrow, and her latest book, Mastering Your Financial Life Cycles, How to Successfully Manage Money in Every Decade of Life. You can read chapters of her books and catch prior episodes of this show at www.judithheft.com. Now here's the host of Mastering Your Financial Life, Judy Heft.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. I'm so pleased to be here with my guest, Geoff Garfield from SuccessionMatching. I'm Judy Heft, Financial and Lifestyle Concierge, and welcome to our 42nd episode of Mastering Your Financial Life. And we've been interviewing some really great people, and today I'm excited to have Geoff with us. So Geoff, welcome. Geoff is works for a company called, which I mentioned, SuccessionMatching. And what they do is they help small to medium-sized businesses match with other companies that are looking to merge or buy, clients that are reaching the age of retirement, or they're thinking about expanding and they need the background of another larger firm. So it's really exciting what Geoff is doing. So Geoff, thank you for being here today.
Gosh, Judy, thank you for having me. I only hear great things about the podcast. You and I have known each other for a number of years, and I really do appreciate the opportunity to share my fairly new venture.
Oh, thank you. It's a pleasure having you. So when I first met you, you were involved in asset management and financial planning, and you were working with a large firm. And I think you've been doing that for quite a while. And then recently you switched over to SuccessionMatching. And, how does that all fall into place?
Thank you. It's a deep story, and I'll give you the highlights, but I really do hope to marry the two. SuccessionMatching helps business owners who are looking to transition or retire. So, of course, that frequently ends in a liquidity event. So I would like to use my network and experience to introduce these people with newfound wealth who are retiring or moving on in some other way to quality advisors, not only in personal planning and asset management, but people like yourself as well.
Oh, that's great. So tell me a little bit more about SuccessionMatching and, how long have they been in business, and they're in Canada, I think, and they're coming to New York. So let's hear a little bit about that.
Thank you. It's true, all you say. The founder is a young lady named Allison Anderson, and she's a dynamo. She's been running the business for 12 years successfully in Canada. I was hired to help bring it to the States. She has also put her feet where her mouth is and has recently moved to New York City. So we are in the process of expanding into first the Northeast, but certainly nationwide is the goal. I've been busy. We have an interesting partnership in Canada with an organization that has lots of small business activities and clients in their association. So we've been very busy helping lots of small businesses in Canada do the planning, but we're going to bring it to America, I guess.
That's great. So are you the only person with her here in the States that's working on this?
Currently, yes. There's a team of 12 in the Calgary area. We're all virtual. But yes, I'm the foot in the U.S.
That sounds great. That's really exciting to be starting on this new venture. So do they only work with straight third-party sales? How does it work? Tell us a little bit about it. I know that there are subscriptions that you can join, and I really wasn't, clear on how that works.
Thank you. The first many years, it's been around, like I said, for 12 years, so golly, 8 or 9 years. It was really a marketplace that she created, where a small business owner, as well as people who wanted to buy small businesses, would pay an annual subscription, and it's an inexpensive endeavor. So $2,000 a year allowed you to create a listing, either a sell listing or a buy listing, and go in the marketplace. And once you're in there, and you're a member of Succession Matching, we have webinars and we have Q&A sessions, but it's really in that marketplace, and it's sort of like a dating site where you're trying to find the best match. So you reach out to buyers who are looking for your type of business, or if you're a buyer, you have access to all the businesses for sale, and you reach out and try to begin a conversation and potentially a match. In the last several years, Allison took the company through a tech accelerator out of Austin, Texas, actually, called TechStars. But TechStars helps small fintech businesses raise capital or maybe go public or do lots of good stuff. And Allison really it was a big part of the organization, still is with the alumni. Anyway, fast forward. In addition to the marketplace, in the last several years, we've successfully launched what we call the Investor Buyer Network. And that Investor Buyer Network is made up of, there's over 20 now, professional investors, venture capital, private equity, family office folks who are looking to diversify their portfolios. So when we have a company and we perform our due diligence and they might fit one or more of the professional investors' strike zones, we concierge service the company over to the professional, to the entity, and try to get the match made that way. And I missed a big one. In the middle, and the way we do our due diligence, one of the main offerings that Succession Matching has is a planning process. And I almost said process because I speak to lots of Canadian people. But the process...
Hey, a lot.
Hey?
Hey.
The process is 7 one-on-one sessions on a video chat service, totally personalized between business owners and a colleague of mine, one of the colleagues of mine who's the professional planners. And we walk through creating a transition plan. And it's 7 sessions, I think I said that, lasts over 4 months. There's some homework between the sessions. But at the end of the process, we have created many foundational documents, things like a sell sheet and a pitch deck, organizational charts, a discounted cash flow for valuation purposes. And in addition to those hard copies, we've also educated the small business owner on why they need these documents and what they mean and why a buyer is going to ask them. We feel strongly, and we've learned that the prepared business owner who has these documents and understands what they mean is in a better place to maximize their value when a buyer comes knocking on the door asking for things.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. So on the subscription thing where the business owners, log in, they set up a profile, and maybe they're looking to sell or merge. How does that work? Because is that anonymous, or are the names right out there and they have to just be open about it?
Thank you. It's a great question. It began because a company in the Calgary area asked Allison, she was working at an economic development group, for help selling his business. But he had lots of privacy concerns. He had not shared his plans with his employees or bank or vendors. So he said, Allison, I want to sell my business and I need your help, but I can't publicize it. Mm-hmm. So from the beginning, we live by the rule. We only disclose the information that you want to. Of course, the listing is co-created, but if you only want to say successful business in Moose Jaw, in the manufacturing industry, that's enough of a listing to hopefully create some action.
Yeah, that makes sense, because I'm sure people that are thinking about retiring, merging, selling, whatever the case may be, are usually not ready to tell their team. Definitely. Or their centers of influence or their clients. So yeah, I think the privacy thing is really important. That's great that you have that. Yeah,
and they're doing it on their timetable then, because if they start to get interest and things are happening, they're going to figure out how to take care of their employees and who to tell when. You're right. And
so what types of businesses do you work with, and how large are they?
Thank you. Small? Yeah, it's very agnostic. And in Canada, and this is a good segue, in the beginning, and still somewhat, there was a lot of farming and agricultural, and some of them are real small, like $500,000 or even a little less sometimes. The the $2,000 a year is a very different charging model than a business broker, or in Canada, real estate agents are involved in selling businesses also, but they come along frequently with a hefty commission. Succession matching, the only time we're charging the seller is that $2,000 a year, so it's a fairly inexpensive endeavor. So it's agnostic as to industry and company. We do like to have a minimum employees, say 4 employees, and engagement with an accountant. And there are different parameters which we speak about on the individual basis. When we come to America, things are going to be a little different. The strike zone is going to be 2 to 20 million. The goal really is, and the success has been, staying under the mergers and acquisition advisor or the investment bank who are really competing for these businesses. And our service is different, and we don't want to really get involved in, we don't work with a company who has an investment bank behind them or a mergers or M&A advisor.
Well, that's pretty interesting. It sounds like a pretty interesting concept. So let's take a little break now, and then we'll come back and we'll talk for a little more. Thank you, Geoff.
Thank you.
Hey there. I just want to tell you a little bit about my new book that just came out called Mastering Your Financial Life Cycles. And here it is. It's how to successfully manage your money in every decade of life. I co-authored this with my CFO, Liz Levy. And together we created this manual that's going to help you through every stage of life. We talk about having a baby. We talk about young adulthood, pre-retirement, what to do when you're at that age of retirement. If you're contemplating divorce, do you need an estate plan? We cover all of these, each subject in a different chapter. And I really think that you're going to find this so helpful, because at the end of every chapter, we have checklists that you can look at and you can use, and they can be a guide for you. So this is a wonderful manual that we've created. It's available on Amazon. You can also find it on our website at judithheft.com/book. And we're here for you. If you need anything, reach out. I hope you enjoy the book. Here's another picture of it, just so you know what's going on. Here it is. And I'm really proud of it. It's my second book, and I'd love to have you read it and give me your feedback. Judy Heft, judithheft.com, financial and lifestyle concierge, celebrating 26 years in business. And over the years, I've learned so much. And what I've been trying to do is impart a little bit of this knowledge to you, so I can help all of you become as financially organized as I am. And we're back. We're back here with Geoff Garfield of Succession Matching. So, it just sounds like such a great concept. And, what's the success rate been? Have you done any deals in New York yet, or is it brand new here?
Through my network, we have a handful of companies who already had some planning done, and they did not need our formal succession plan, but they were intrigued with our investor buyer network and getting access to new and different professional investors. So we have a number of 3 companies currently in the tri-state area who are working with the investor buyer network.
And so how much do you guys get involved? Because I know that it sounds to me like you buy the subscription, you pay your $2,000 annually. And then what is your involvement? Is it mostly people working on their own, or do you guys get involved and help?
Two answers. In that marketplace, a lot of it is self-driven, you're correct. But we are there 12 hours a day at least, to answer questions and offer advice. We do have not only live webinars with advisors and people who are working with small businesses, but we've recorded many of those presentations. So there's a library of, if you want to look at human resource information in a merger or whatever the case might be, we probably have a video, and we're there to help questions. But that marketplace does have a self-driven component. The investor buyer network, on the other hand, we are pretty involved in. It's a concierge is a word that I affiliate with you, but we do say that we offer a concierge service introduction, and we're hand-holding frequently.
Well, that's great. That sounds really good. And then are there commissions that are due to you if the sale is completed?
Thank you. No, and that's the big difference that with a typical business broker, or in Canada, like I mentioned, the real estate agents are getting involved. Their commissions can be hefty, and I'm sure there's a wide range, but I have heard 3, 6, 8, 10% of a sale. Succession Matching does not charge the seller any commission ever. Full disclosure, our investor buyer network is paying us a finder's fee if our due diligence enables us to introduce a company successfully to them that they invest in or purchase.
Oh, that sounds great. It all sounds pretty interesting, Geoff. Congratulations on your new role there. I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
How can our listeners find you?
The website is SuccessionMatching.com. And instead of my a real name, I put my email address. I'm at Geoff@SuccessionMatching.com. I'm in LinkedIn. My last name is Garfield. I guess that would have been good if I put that in my title. But it's certainly been a pleasure, Judy. Thank you for inviting me and having me today.
Oh, it's my pleasure. And, I just will add one thing. When people are looking for you, they need to remember to spell your name Geoff, not Jeff, because that could confuse them if they can't find you.
It's true.
So it's GG for Geoff Garfield. So thanks for being here today. I really appreciate it, Geoff.
My pleasure, Judy. Thank you.
You've been listening to Mastering Your Financial Life, hosted by Judy Heft. Thank you for your positive reviews, comments, and sharing this show with others. You can read chapters of Judy's books and catch prior episodes of Mastering Your Financial Life at www.judithheft.com.